Hello aspirants and welcome back to another episode of Current Connect series. In today's episode, we are diving into the latest developments in the world of science and technology for the month of June. So, let's get started. The first topic is on the remarkable discovery of the rare Higgs boson decay. So, in our quest to understand the universe, scientists at the European Organization for Nuclear Research or the CERN, which is also the home to the famous Large Hadron Collider, have made an extraordinary breakthrough. They have uncovered evidence of Higgs boson, which is often called the God particle, which decayed into Z boson and a photon. Let's break it down in a step-by-step manner. First, let's talk about the significance of this rare decay process. The Higgs boson was theorized in 1960s by the physicist Peter Higgs and the Indian scientist Satyendra Nath Bose, which plays a crucial role in our understanding of the universe. When particles move through what we call the Higgs field, they experience forces. For example, think of it as a swimming pool. When you move through the water, you feel resistance, right? The Higgs field is like that water, and the Higgs bosons are like its ripples. But here is what when the things get interesting, right? The Higgs boson isn't a forever particle. It has short lifetime, and it rapidly decays into other particles during high energy collision in the Large Hadron Collider. Now, let's understand its properties. The Higgs boson has a mass of about 1 to 5.35 giga-electron volts, which is much more massive than a proton, right? And it's a scalar particle with no spin, and it does not possess any angular momentum. Usually when it decays, it produces pairs of photons or pairs of W or Z bosons. But this recent discovery showed that the Higgs boson decaying into a photon and a Z boson, right? And that's unusual and tells us something profound about the decay process of the Higgs boson particles. And it's like a puzzle piece that does not fit to our current understanding of particle physics. This evidence of decay hints at the existence of particles beyond what we have predicted in the standard model of particle physics. It could also lead to the discovery of a fifth fundamental force in the universe, one that's not yet been discovered, right? And currently physicists recognize four fundamental forces, which are strong force, the weak force, and the electromagnetic force, and the gravitational force, right? So there you have it, the rare Higgs boson decay, a discovery that's expanding our understanding of the universe and challenging the frontier of particle physics, right? Then the next topic is on mRNA vaccines, which is a groundbreaking advancement in the field of immunization. India's very own mRNA vaccine, Gemcovac OM, has received the approval from the Drugs Controller General of India or the DCGI. The Gemcovac OM is an mRNA COVID-19 booster vaccine which is produced by Genova Biopharmaceuticals Limited, and it recently received emergency use authorization by the DCGI. The Gemcovac OM is administered using a cutting-edge device called TROPIS. So TROPIS utilizes a fascinating technology where it propels liquid at high pressure to deliver vaccines through the skin, and all without the need of a traditional needles, right? So that is interesting. But what exactly is an mRNA vaccine? An mRNA vaccine like the Gemcovac OM is a game changer because instead of using traditional methods, it employs a tiny molecule called messenger RNA or the mRNA to provide instruction to our body's cells. This mRNA acts as a blueprint, guiding our cells to produce a specific protein which triggers a robust immune response against a particular pathogen, right? Now you might be wondering, how does this differ from traditional vaccines, right? Well, traditional vaccines typically use a piece of the microbe or a weakened form to stimulate our own immune system. Also, mRNA vaccines are newer and they are highly customizable and tend to cause fewer side effects than the traditional vaccines, right? But the catch is they haven't been studied as long as the traditional vaccines are studied, and they might not provide long-term immunity as well. Overall, both mRNA vaccines and the traditional vaccines are effective ways to protect against diseases. The best type of vaccines for any individual will depend on their specific needs and the circumstances, right? So that's all about the mRNA vaccine. Remember that until now, India did not have any mRNA vaccine. This is the first one, and hence has a high probability of being asked in the exam. The next topic is on phase therapy, which is a transformative approach in the field of medicine. A significant study from the University of Exeter revealed that a growing acceptance of phase therapy among the public as a potent alternative to antibiotics. But what precisely is phase therapy and how does it function? Okay, so phase therapy in essence is a medical strategy that leverages the bacteriophages, which are viruses with a singular purpose to seek out and kill specific bacteria, right? Think of them as nature's precision-guided warriors. Bacteriophages infiltrate bacterial cells and they transform them into hubs for their own replication. What truly sets these phages apart is their extraordinary precision. These microscopic agents are hardwired to target particular bacterial strains while leaving everything else in their path. So, what is the significance of this? Well, phage therapy emerges as a beacon of hope in the battle against the antibiotic resistant infections, right? We have talked about it in the past, the antimicrobial resistance. And at a time when antimicrobial resistance threatens millions of lives, this therapy offers a new possibility, right? So that is all about the phage therapy. Next topic is on petroleum coke or the pet coke. So government permitted the import of needle pet coke for an extraordinary purpose, that is to produce graphite anode material for lithium ion batteries. But before we delve deeper, let's grasp the essence of pet coke. So it's a carbon-rich solid substance born from the intense heat of the final cracking process, where long-chain hydrocarbons of petroleum are broken down into shorter chains. And India stands as the world's largest consumer of pet cokes, with over half of its annual consumption imported predominantly from the USA. Right? Now, what makes needle pet coke distinct? It's all about its unique physical and chemical properties. It has a needle-like structure which was made during the refining process. Right? And why is this needle-like structure so significant? It's a prerequisite in the production of graphite electrodes and also a vital component in electric arc furnaces for steel making. The conductivity and the strength it provides are essential for the efficient steel smelting and refining, right? But needle pet coke's versatility also extends beyond the steel making. It finds application in high-performance carbon materials such as lithium-ion batteries, aerospace components, and specific carbon products that are used in chemical industries. Yet, amid these applications, we must also address the pressing concern. What are the concerns? So, pet coke combustion releases substantial greenhouse gases and air pollutants such as sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, and particulate matter into the air. And due to these environmental impacts, import of pet coke for fuel purposes is completely banned in India. However, the sulfur content in the needle pet coke should be less than 0.8% for the purpose of the electrodes. And this should be monitored by the state pollution control boards, right? So that is all about the pet coke. Next topic is on Project Tara, an ambitious initiative by Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google, right? And this remarkable project is said to revolutionize the way we connect to the digital world. With the unveiling of Project Tara, Alphabet aims to deploy its groundbreaking light beam internet technology in various corners of the globe, including India and Africa. But what powers this Project Tara? It's free space optical communication, or the FSOC, which is a technology that transforms free space into a communication channel. So the technology is free space optical communication. So you can imagine it like beams of light transmitting data at astonishing speeds over long distances, right? And FSOC, or the free space optical communication, has the ability to transmit data bidirectionally at speeds of up to 20 Gbps and can also cover distances up to 20 kilometers. Now, it's important to distinguish this technology, that is the FSOC technology, from its indoor counterpart, which is light fidelity or Li-Fi. While Li-Fi utilizes light within the visible light spectrum, FSOC extends its reach into the invisible light spectrum for the outdoor communication. Project Tara harnesses the power of FSOC for a multitude of regions. It offers a cost-effective and rapidly deployable means of communication, right? Its ability to transmit data at extraordinary speeds is invaluable, isn't it? And plus, it's remarkably effective in areas where traditional fiber cables face challenges, right? And yet, no technological marvel is without its challenges. So, signal reliability can be compromised by environmental conditions like fog and haze, and even the presence of birds can interrupt the signal and can pose a hurdle to the smooth transmission of signals. And overcoming these obstacles demand improved mirror control, and advanced motion detectability capabilities, right? So, and also just to let you know, before Project Tara, Alphabet ventured into the stratosphere with the Project Loon. This ambitious initiative aimed to provide internet connectivity through stratospheric balloons. While it was a visionary concept, Project Loon marked an earlier chapter in Alphabet's quest for global connectivity, right? So that's all about the Project Tara by Alphabet. Next topic is on Mission on Advanced and High Impact Research, or the MAHIR scheme. So this dynamic initiative was launched jointly by the Ministry of Power and the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, which is set to revolutionize the power sector through cutting-edge research and indigenous innovation. So MAHIR aims to identify and cultivate emerging technology within the power sector. Its central mission is to propel indigenous research and innovation to newer heights, right? But what fuels this mission is the ever-increasing global demand for energy and the steadfast aspiration to achieve the net zero emissions and the commitment to foster indigenous technology within the power sector. The mission draws its strength from the combined support of Ministry of Power and the Ministry of Renewable Energy, as well as the Central Public Sector Enterprises, or the CPSEs. Those are operating under both the ministries, and it will be executed over a span of 5 years, that is from 2023, that is the present year, to 2027. It also aligns with national priorities, which strives to be a catalyst for the change and tries to achieve the net zero emissions. It also aims to nurture the startups through Startup India and plays a pivotal role in advancing sustainable development goals. And within the corridors of MAHIR, researchers delve into alternative solutions to lithium-ion storage batteries, transform electric cooker and pans, unlock the potential of green hydrogen, and pioneer carbon capture and storage technology, right? And this scheme, that is the MAHIR scheme, meticulously follows the technology lifecycle approach from the ideation to the product realization stage, right? And it is structured with a 2-tier system, which comprises the Technical Scoping Committee, which will be led by the chairperson of the Central Electricity Authority, and the Apex Committee, which is headed by the Union Minister for Power and Renewable Energy. The mission thrives on collaboration by forging partnerships with the esteemed institutions such as the IITs, IIMs, NITs, ISOs, universities, and the public sector enterprises, and other established industry players as well. And the Central Power Research Institute, or the CPRI, which is in Bangalore, is providing the secretarial assistance to the mission. So that sums up the important issues on science and technology for the month of June. Now let's solve some MCQs to check our understanding. So the first question says, the efforts to detect the existence of Higgs boson particles have become frequent in news in the recent past. What is or are the importances of discovering this particle? It will enable us to understand as to why elementary particles have mass. It will enable us in the near future to develop the technology of transferring matter from one point to another without traversing the physical space between them. It will enable us to create better fuels for the nuclear fission. So, the discovery of Higgs boson particle is primarily significant because it provides a key piece of the puzzle in explaining why elementary particles such as electrons and quarks have mass. So, this understanding is fundamental in our understanding of standard model of particle physics, right? So, statement 1 is correct, but option 2 and 3 on the other hand do not directly relate to the discovery of the Higgs boson. While scientific discoveries often lead to technological advancement, there is no direct link between this Higgs boson and the development of matter transport technology that was talked in the option 2, or the creation of better fuels for nuclear fission, right? So these are separate areas of scientific inquiry and innovation. So option 1 only will be the correct answer. Next, we have to match the correct pairs. So the Covaxin is an inactivated pathogen-based vaccine, and it is developed with whole virion inactivated Vero cell-derived technology. Hence, option 1 is correct. Covishield is a recombinant replication-deficient chimpanzee and adenovirus vector vaccine. So 2 is incorrect. It is not an mRNA vaccine. And Sputnik V is a viral vector vaccine designed to produce lasting immunity against COVID-19, and it is based on adenovirus DNA. So option 3 is also correct. Next question says, with reference to bacteriophages used in phage therapy and antibiotics, consider the following statements. Unlike antibiotics, bacteriophages are effective across a broad spectrum of infections. They have relatively fewer side effects and almost always result in a cure. Okay. So the statement 1 is incorrect because bacteriophages are effective while antibiotics are effective. No doubt that bacteriophages are effective, but antibiotics are effective across a broad spectrum of infections. So it makes them easy to administer even if the exact pathogen has not been identified, right? So statement 1 is incorrect. Statement 2 is correct because given the targeted effectiveness of these bacteriophages, these treatments have relatively fewer side effects and almost always result in cure. So option 2 only is correct. And that brings us to the end of this episode of Current Connect. We hope this episode has provided you with valuable insights and knowledge about these crucial matters. Stay tuned for more updates in our next episode of Current Connect, where we will keep you informed about the latest developments in the various fields, right? And thank you for joining us. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world around you.